right, so this is going to be an interesting one. Do you guys remember Battalion 1944? This was an interesting game where the idea was to create the classic World War II Call of Duty experience as a competitive shooter, done in the ways that it hasn't been done since the good old days of Call of Duty 2. That was basically the pitch. The concept was they would create this game that would be a throwback to the good old days of gaming. However, to make a long story pretty short, after all of that, the game is now currently sitting at a 60% score on Steam with roughly 13,000 reviews. But here's the thing, man. This studio, dude. I don't know how they do. I gotta learn what their secret is, because Bulkhead Interactive, these guys have got to be the most successfully unsuccessful game development studio that I've ever seen. Because despite all of that, they still ended up signing this massive deal with Square Enix as their publisher for what was gonna be like a big relaunch and revival of Battalion 1944. So no matter all of the things that happened, it was still apparently good enough to get Square Enix on board as their publisher. And like I said, the most successful unsuccessful game development studio I've ever seen, because almost immediately after posting this deal, Bulkhead started flaunting. They got a brand new development space. They've got their logo on the back of the wall. Their LinkedIn profile is like just full of them showing off all of these fancy French breakfasts that they're importing into the studio, and them eating cake, like literally eating cake. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm jealous. I am jealous. But this is where things get even weirder, because after all of this time, because this deal happened, a little bit ago now, after all of this time and all of this flaunting, I mean, we're expecting a big launch of a big new game with Square Enix, which is, I'm assuming, where all this money comes from. But that didn't happen. And now, as of today, Bulkhead Interactive has announced that they're no longer working with Square Enix. In fact, they've split with them entirely, and they're launching Battalion 1944 as a rebranded game called Battalion Legacy, completely for free. And I think the only thing that I have to say about this at this point is like, how has that all gone down? I'm just genuinely super curious, because this small studio has had one of the craziest career arcs, and is continuing to have one of the craziest career arcs that I've ever seen. And at this point, it's just genuinely fascinating to me. So if you guys want to go and check out what Battalion Legacy is going to be like, you can go and read their development blog on Steam, which briefly talks about them ending their relationship with Square Enix, as well as some of the new content that's coming in the free version of Battalion 1944, including new factions, new weapons, updated UI, a server browser, and it's funny because the last development blog was from 3 years ago, before this one, so this is crazy. 3 years. 3 years. How? I am so confused. How have they been able to live so extravagantly over 3 years developing this game, I assume, signing a deal with a publisher, and then exiting that deal with the publisher, assuming that they don't have the money that the publisher gave them, or somehow paid it back, or maybe they didn't pay it back? Is that allowed? How did they pull that off? And now they're going to release the game for free. It is This is quite the mystery. Now, the thing is they actually do have two other games that they've launched. They have one game called the Turing Test, which actually does look pretty decent, and it was fairly well received. I don't know if this game would have made enough money to both support itself and the development of Battalion 1944 for 3 years. I can't imagine that it would have, but maybe. And they have one other game called ProMod, which is free. So, I mean, that definitely hasn't contributed. Unless it has, this is such a mystery to me. So, if you guys want to go check this out on Steam, please do. I actually kind of want to know what's up with this. I just can't stop watching what the studio does. It is fascinating to me. And I am curious if the new free version of the game is going to be received well. The game does have Steam Workshop support, although the level of moddability in this game, I'm not sure if it's going to be the same amount that other games that are much more modifiable and flexible are going to have. But if you combine that with being free to play, I don't know, that could be something. And I want to know your all's thoughts as well. Have you been following this game? What do you think about Bulkhead? What do you think of Battalion 1944? Is there anything you know about this that I am just missing entirely, or that maybe not everybody else knows? I would love to know your thoughts. Besides that, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope you enjoy Battalion. Did that say AntiMatter? Wait, what? I was about to end this video, and then I saw AntiMatter Games' logo in one of the Battalion 1944 trailers, and AntiMatter Games is also a game developer that is working on a game that I was really excited about that has recently halted development, also after signing with a publisher. They're now focusing more on their publisher's game, IGI Origins, instead of the original game that they had started called 83, which was a real shame because I was really excited for that. That is a very interesting coincidence that that is related. Anyways, okay, I'm sorry. I'm dragging this video on way too much. I feel like there is more information here, and I'm going to have to dig into this and do a follow-up video. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and please let me know if you find anything yourself about the history of these projects and why they seem to be going the routes that they're going. I am super curious. Besides that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, as always, Blue Drake loves you, and I guess we're going to see what happens.